We're still coming out of that really shadowed place with the eclipses, especially since the dark moon was a part of that Libra conjunction for the Libra eclipse. And Mercury is what was conjunct with the dark moon for that Libra eclipse, meaning that our words and how we communicate and our indirect communication also is not only very shadowed at this time, it's also influencing us in ways that we are slowly becoming aware of. This could be how your body is communicating with you. It could be how people's body language is communicating with you. Those are forms of more shadowed communication. It could be what was the real intention behind the words that you spoke or that another person spoke that you maybe didn't see at first, but influenced you to feel a certain way or act a certain way. This could be stuff that's brought up from like years and years prior. It could be stuff that's brought up from right here and right now. It just kind of depends on the work that you're doing in your life. And are you breaking down a whole bunch of therapy stuff from years ago? Or are you focusing more on the here and the now? It's going to be different for every single person. This is an aspect, that dark moon Mercury conjunction, that was a part of and activated in the previous eclipse of Libra. It was an activation of kind of purging a lot of dark communication. And not just purging, but allowing ourselves to understand how communication influences us without us really having to explain that to other people. Sometimes this form of understanding comes without words also. Sometimes we just are like, oh, I get that, but there isn't like a verbal explanation. That's a part of this too. So we're still in that really shadowed energy, even though we are starting to come more up to the surface of what I've been calling like the process of going from the deep waters up to the top of the ocean again. Right now, before this new moon and Halloween, we kind of have the space and the time to explore those deep shadows without having to get too bright about them or share too much about them. So I hope you're still enjoying the shadow places and spaces. With the dark moon energy, sometimes it can be really, really like touchy, and it's not always the most fun thing to sit in. I know for me, there's been a lot of deep, dark stuff coming up, so I've been crying a lot is really what that means. It's not been super fun in that space. There's been other stuff that's been good, but in that space, it's been pretty, not hard, but just really intense. And I'm sitting here stretching out and, doing my practice. And I was just thinking about that, and I was like, yeah, I am still really in the shadows. And this is the aspect of why, like, this is the transit of why we're still in that. So we're really going to feel it up until that new moon in Scorpio, just because that's in the same moon cycle. It'll have less of an effect on us going into the next moon cycle in November. So I'll feel the alleviation then. But anyways, gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Keep doing what you need to do, and I'll talk to you soon.